What is up, guys? The action packed episode is here. What's up, guys? It's Amir from Panelfly here, and today we're going to break down the new episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Whoa, episode 5. Um, but before we do, guys, if you can do all that jazz, subscribe, comment. Sorry, I'm a little late with this video. Been busy with work. I had to keep pick. Why can't I talk today? I had to pick up slack for essentially someone who left the company. So I've been super busy and just doing a bunch of other things and getting my comic book, finding an artist. And God, it's just been so busy. So sorry, as you can tell, I'm a little busy. Obviously. So Tuesday, but we're late. But also another cool thing that's been happening is I've recently discovered Brandon Sanderson, who's I guess the next George R. R. Martin, and I've never heard of him, to be honest. I read comics and graphic novels and things like that. I don't really read novels. So it's definitely new for me getting into this space, but I've been checking them out. I'm reading Mistborn right now, or really listening to the audiobook, which has been great. Um, and I'm really enjoying it. I watched Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime because I heard he finished that book series. It's definitely a little corny. Um, the show, at least, I haven't read the book. Um, but honestly, if you're gonna do a book adaptation, HBO or maybe Apple TV, like those are the only two that's gonna do it right. Every other studio just they seem to do it kind of corny. But anyway, sorry guys for the get up again. I was gonna go to the gym right now, and I was like, let me make a video. I'm late, honestly, and I'm just stretching this in. I haven't even gone to the gym today, and so I might make this a little bit quicker. Um, but yeah, anyways, just wanted to say sorry for being late. Been super busy with everything lately, and kind of been enjoying Brandon Sanderson and his worlds that he builds and things like that. I think Robert Jordan did Wheel of Time, but he finished it. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Guys, I have some mixed feelings because this was supposed to be the action-packed episode of the season, and it definitely was. Um, but they went off on this tangent on Duck's childhood, and honestly, I don't feel like it truly did anything for the story or to tell us more about Dunk. Like, they do mention his childhood friends in the books. What is it, like Ferret, Rafe, and one more? But they never really go into detail, and they don't show it. And I don't really feel like it did anything for us. Like, sure, it showed us how Dunk met Sir Arlen, which I don't think they did in the books. And it shows us that Dunk's been through a lot, but it doesn't really do anything for the episode. And I don't really think it does anything for the season. I just felt like they didn't want to show the whole fight because of budget reasons. Obviously, these are 30-minute episodes. These are 6 episodes. Excuse me. And I think they just did it for budget reasons because they didn't go in depth in Dunk's childhood in the book. I don't think they ever showed how they met how Dunk met Sir Arlen. Um, and it just didn't do anything for us. And they went in detail in the book on the fight. Like, we have 7 other knights fighting, and we literally pretty much didn't see any of the knights fighting. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, bro, what? I don't even know if we really officially saw the blow that Makar did to Baylor, and maybe we did, but like, we went on a tangent on Dunk's childhood that honestly I don't think did anything for the story. Literally nothing, especially for the episode, really. Um, and we didn't get to see a full fight. Don't get me wrong, I think it was a great episode. I'm just like, I'm a little bitter about that. But anyways, with further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen. Um, whoa, where's my screen? Oh, there we go. Sorry. I was like, oh, all right. Let's get into it. Why? No, sorry, I didn't want to. Well, what's going on here, guys? I'm having technical difficulties. Hold on. What the heck? Whoa, what is going on here? Okay, let's do that. Let's go here. All right, I think y'all can see this. Not too sure what happened. Okay, so Baylor is basically giving him a speech, and he's basically telling him don't die. That's his like save the day speech. It's funny too because he's actually wearing his son's Valar's armor. If anyone didn't notice that, and I wonder if that's actually what helped lead to his demise is that he's not in his actual armor. Um, so curious. They'll no, they didn't say, and they didn't go to that book, but it's kind of a funny note. Look how small Egg looks compared to that. Oh my god, dude, I am not on today. This thing, the spear, not the spear, but the whatever, the lance, the freaking lance. Sorry, guys, I am off. You see, Raymond and Dunk throwing up. Raymond's not even wearing any armor. He's just got like that leather armor on too, and they never showed anything that happened to him. Like absolutely wild. Excuse me. Sorry. Wow. Guys, I'm gonna have to keep this a shorter one today because I am not on it today. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so we got the Septon doing a little prayer, or the Maester, whoever it is. I think it's the Septon. So basically, what we saw here is Dunk was basically frozen in fear, but his horse Thunder led the charge for him essentially, and that's kind of what happened because Dunk was basically frozen in fear. I do like how they did the little slits in the eye. We saw it from his perspective. Right off the rip, he gets stabbed with the lance. Because these lances are different. These are war lances, so they actually are meant to kill, and they have like a spiked end. And then stabbed through him, and I guess broke off. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I am having technical difficulties with myself and my computer. Wow, man. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Okay, let's keep going. Oh yeah, I forgot. The battle's so short. This They spent the whole episode doing this crap. But basically all we're seeing is like Dunk getting beaten up right now, and then boom, he gets thrown down to the ground, and we get this huge flashback that honestly does nothing for us really, and I don't even know if I'm gonna like do anything with this. Like uh basically he's at the battle of I think what is it, Red Grass Field. That was in the Blackfire Rebellion. And he's just scavenging. This is his friend Rafe, who basically wants to get away, has bigger dreams, and Dunk likes her, and he's just happy with his life. And so she's kind of the leader of the group. And they were just trying to say a prayer, and then now she's like, let's check his teeth. And basically, they're just talking about their life. And honestly, this does nothing for me. So, like, I didn't find this again. I didn't find it move the story. I would have had no problem with it if it moved the story. You know what I mean? But I don't think it did anything, and it just took away from our action. And I know it's because of a budget thing, like 100%. Like, I mean, dude, literally, this is insane. And basically, it's about their interactions with this. I think he might be a lowly, like, King's Guard, or I don't know, some type of military police, or maybe he's just like the thug. But it's basically their interaction with him. And honestly, again, I just basically Rafe ends up dying, and he finds Sir Arlen, who saves his life. That's really all that. And then Dunk just follows Sir Arlen around until Sir Arlen recognizes him, pretty much. And now we're back to the fight. Let's get it. And it's just a gruesome fight. Like, I mean, in mud, on the ground, like, a brawl. It's really nothing poetic about the fight. It's not like a dance of swords or anything. It's just a brawl. And that's really all it is. Obviously, Arion is a better technical fighter. He's been trained longer, and he does more blows to Dunk in the fight. I think the idea here with him, it's quantity, because he's a smaller guy. His blows aren't going as deep, and so he's cutting them. Even though, to be fair, I feel like the one thing I didn't get also is Dunk suffered so many cuts and wounds, and some of them were deep, like that lance. Like, honestly, in real life, he would be dead. So that's one thing I didn't like. Like, he cut him way too many times. He hurt him way too many times, and I just thought, like, someone would, a real life person would actually be dead from this. So it's kind of a little weird, but I think the idea is he's just doing, like, little cuts here or there to slow him down, which works. But Dunk, has the heart of a lion, and eventually comes out on top. And I mean, that's really all it is. It wasn't a great fight scene or battle scene in this episode. I honestly, this episode is the highest ranked episode according to, I don't know, whatever, Rotten Tomatoes and whoever. But honestly, I really disagree. To be honest with you, I think they could have done a lot more, and it's kind of sad. And she's fighting for Dunk, rooting for Dunk. I mean, dude, like, he's been stabbed so many times and, like, deep with, like, spears and swords and a freaking lance. Like, it's crazy. And my connection. Now finally, Dunk gets a hit on that thigh and gets an artery and kills him. No, I'm just kidding. But he gets a hit on that thigh. And that was the blow, I guess, towards Makar. Makar did towards Baylor that ended up killing him. And basically, Dunk has like a dying moment here, um, and eventually gets up. Egg brings that fighting spirit, his squire. Get up, sir. Like, he looks dead, dead. My boy Dunk gets up. Oh. And He pummels Arian. Arian yields, and then he drags him over to the middle to tell everybody. And then Arian says, "I withdraw my accusation." Donc is victorious, and he's beat up. He asks if anyone died, and Beesbury and Harding did, and then basically Baylor comes in. This is Raymond and Steely Pate. Steely Pate's the armorer. Raymond obviously survived with no armor. Didn't say anything. Didn't show his battle. Nothing. And then basically, what's kind of cool is, Dunk bows to him and says, "I'm yours." And Baylor's like, "I need people like you." And basically, he's like going to bring him into his Targaryen army, Kingsguard, um, make him one of his bannermen, potentially, whatever. But obviously, Baylor doesn't make it out of it. And basically, he's not making any sense and he's stumbling because basically he's missing half his head. Let me not show this part here. Oh, that's the end. All right. That's pretty much the episode. It literally ends there. But let's go ahead and get into the trailer. Yeah, maybe. No. So basically, everyone's left in the aftermath, and everyone's like, "Damn, Baylor died for this guy." And yeah, he did. Makar obviously didn't mean to kill his brother. He's not trying to kill his brother, but obviously they were in battle and it happened. And basically, he says, "Yo, Egg." He says to Dunk, "Egg is not going to be squiring for anyone, and I want him to be squire and be a knight. So, will you? Will he be? Can he be your squire?" And Dunk says, basically, no. But we'll see how that plays out. And that's kind of the trailer in a nutshell. Yeah, but I don't think it did anything for the show, honestly. It really didn't. But that's it for this one, guys. I'm gonna cut it a little short today. We'll be back regular scheduled program next week. Um, but I'll see you in the next one, guys. If you can do all that jazz, I would truly, truly appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one.